Man, I'm talking about me and Free State of Jones. Come on, man, you sang all my shit and you won't sing that right there.
That's for Gerald only.
Man, you
Billy Paul just died. Come on.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's for Gerald. Much respect. All right, man. Well, you know what? Here's the thing.
Cut that bitch
Oh,
off.
shit. I didn't mean to play that. Didn't even have it on that. Oh, hey, man.
There they are.
Hey,
Squad.
we were just talking about you, sir. Of course you were. How? What are you talking about? How you doing, man? No, we said nothing but good things. Oh, I can tell Danielle is lit up right now. He coming here with a bottle of wine.
Yeah, what were y'all doing before you got here?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, hell, don't give that to her, man.
She like a gremlin.
She gonna multiply too. It's gonna be more crazy chicks over there.
Snookies start coming piling out.
Oh, y'all, see, I told y'all about being late to class. I'm about to give a history lesson right here.
That's right.
Y'all, it's a good thing. I was about to lock the door. Y'all about to miss out on this good knowledge right here.
And Danielle, you need to learn about slavery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you chain black man up every weekend. You might as well learn something about him. Now, here's the thing. We're talking about the Free State of Jones right here. And God damn it.
Would you stop that?
Why? It's on the screen that it's supposed to be on. Look, watch this. Oh, fuck you. Oh, to hell with you, computer. Anyway, man, I'm talking about this guy right here, Newton Knight. And back in 1863, he was a Mississippi farmer, but he worked as a nurse during the Civil War.
Sure. I mean, he was a medic. You know, you go like, oh, you're a nurse. It's like, look, ammunition, everything is flying at me. I got no gun, and I'm out here rescuing people who are hurt.
Yeah, and keep fucking with me. I'm going to make that, when I saw your leg off, I'm going to make it extra painful for you. But he said, look, I'm doing a service to my people right here, but also I'm out here fighting for rich white folks, man.
Yeah, I don't own no slaves.
Yeah, they got that 20 Negro rule that if you own 20 black people, then you don't have to fight. You're clear. You're free. He's like, I ain't got no Negroes. You know, I'm out here like fighting their war. Ain't nothing changed, man. It's the same thing, fighting for politicians and rich people. He says, you know what? I've seen enough death out here. I had somebody very close to me die. I'm out, man. I'm done with this shit. And when he leaves, he's a deserter. He finds that he can hide out with a few people out in the swamp. When the war ends and the Confederacy is defeated, he says, you know something? We're no longer outlaws. We're no longer being hunted, but we can fight for our freedom. We can fight to get back what the army took from us. We're going to form this Free State of Jones right here.
Well, we ain't going to form it. We're going to kill some people and take it.
We're going to take the shit. The old-fashioned way. I take what I want. The cool thing about this movie is that, first of all, the casting is amazing. Let me say some good things about this. The casting is amazing. Newton Knight looks just like Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
Crazy Matthew McConaughey. And it's funny because when you watch him in the movie, Matthew McConaughey is one of my favorite actors for doing the same shit that he always does.
Yeah, I mean, he's always kind of Matthew McConaughey with, you know, slightly different shades.
But he always is able to command the screen. And
he's a movie star.
He's a straight up movie star by full definition. Or he might be asking for $1 on the corner one day looking like this. What I love about it, this is directed by Gary Ross. Gary Ross did The Hunger Games, Pleasantville. He also did Seabiscuit. You know, he's doing these quiet movies that a lot of people, maybe the audiences don't like them, but critics always love them. Hunger Game being the biggest exception right here. But what he did with this is that he comes in, he says, you know something? You know, I got my big budget stuff out the way with Hunger Games. I want to make something here that is paying respect to the history. I don't want to make something that's big in Hollywood. I don't want to make a big action film.
Django.
You know, I don't want, especially nothing like that. Mm-hmm. You know, I ain't doing no Quentin Tarantino shit when I'm making up history.
Not only that, you know, this character, Newton Knight, he's the only one who says, like, I don't own any Negroes. You guys own Negroes? Could have said niggers. Totally could have said niggers. Chose not to.
No, there's plenty of times he said niggas, but we're going to get into that in a little while. But
he just writes it down.
he was thinking it half the time. Like, he's calling you a nigga right now, Mark. Look at who's the niggas on the other side of the screen? But
it's actually kind of unrealistic for him to say Negroes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I appreciate what the filmmaker was going for.
African American.
Yeah, right.
But the thing with the movie is that he wants to make something that pays respect to history. So he doesn't try to trivialize it by making some big, you know, based on a true story action Hollywood film. And with this, it starts out kind of like that because you get look, it's a Civil War.
Sure.
Today, it's trendy to show violence in the Civil War. With the Civil War, you got, they're going to show you people's faces blowing out. They're going to show you limbs missing.
The opening, the beginning with them showing a Civil War battle, it was very Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, the camera is not flinching away. When people got shot in the face is gone.
Yeah, but with this is that, what's cool here is that even with those action scenes that we see, there's no music playing.
No.
There's no theatrics going on.
It's not romanticized.
No, and what is going on here is that they want to center on the hardship and the I guess the cruelty of this war, what these people have to go through. They want to show you just how it is in everyday. This is reality for these people, and they're showing you this to a point where these people are dealing with it to where it's just they're not even horrified anymore.
To the point where even if you were a hardcore Marine and you say like, man, you never desert, you look at this, you go like, well, maybe that one I would have ran away.
No, especially the way they show people fighting in this. Like the way they fight battles.
Oh yeah,
in this.
those old school British rules of engagement.
Line up.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest way of fighting I've ever seen. Where they just if they put you on the front, they must not like you, man.
Exactly.
Because you're the first one to go. With people, you remember how they fight with people just line up and they just there to catch bullets. It's almost like if you're the worst soldier, they put you in the front so they can just, save the best soldiers for
That's what they
last.
talked about. Yeah, you pissed off your commanding officer. He put you on the front line.
Did they have the little drummer out there?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Somehow everybody misses that drummer.
Well, he was in the back. He was good.
You have Matthew McConaughey's nephew. His nephew's name is Daniel. It's played by Jacob Laughlin. And this has one of the most realistic and heartfelt death scenes, man.
He's one of the kids from Mud, too, right?
Yeah.
Like McConaughey's just bringing him along. Like, look, if I do something, you going to do it with me.
I got you.
Yeah.
You remind me of me. But
Smoke this.
let's get naked and play some bongos. But this, when his nephew dies, it's really heartbreaking because it doesn't have to happen. And he has to realize real quick, like, there's so much death around me that no one's going to pay attention to my nephew. The best that I can do for him is just lay his ass down and let him go as calmly as I can make it for him.
Scared. I know you. But you love God and God loves you. You understand? Jesus loves you, son. You're not dying. You're not dying. You're not dying. You're not dying.
It also didn't help that his nephew died in the most stupid way.
Yeah, man, it's one of these things where I'm kind of getting tired of it with shows and movies where there's somebody young and they told don't do this, and they do that thing, and then they die.
Man,
they like movies. They don't like young people. They want to show them as being idiots.
Oh yeah, no. He told his nephew. He said, "Boy, stay down right here. We're gonna run over there." His nephew said, "What?" He stood up like whack-a-mole. I mean, he stood up and just looked at the bullet.
Yeah.
The bullet even stopped and like, "Is this real?"
Should I hurt you?
Yeah. And that's why he got that look right there. He's just kind of like, "Damn, you stupid motherfucker."
I gave you clear fucking instructions.
Yeah. You're like, you stupid fuck. When you say it's not romanticized, you mean literally. Like, there are scenes in here where the relationships feel very real. Like I said, it's very sparse on music. And the romance in the movie, you have Newton right here. He fell for the slave.
Which, why wouldn't you? That girl is drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
But say her name.
I got it written down. Gugu God damn it.
Is that the chick from Concussion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gugu Mbata Raw.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if I just take the middle name out, Gugu Raw, just call her that. She's a runaway slave, left her cruel white master who was raping her half the time. And as Martin said, why not? I mean, he took a look at her and like, God damn, you fine. For a nigger, you fine. But even in the movie, it's nothing romantic about this. There's no big romantic love scenes. No. There's no romantic setting. I mean, the love scene that you get in this is that they are sitting out in a dirty ass swamp, just trying to learn, him trying to teach her how to read a book. She's like, God damn, we're going to fuck or what? We've been reading this Dr. Seuss shit for the last 4 hours. It's obvious I'm not going to read this shit. Let's put your pants down. Let's go.
You know how you watch a movie and maybe it has a quiet scene that's kind of drawn out, and you go like, hey, it's okay to do that. But this kind of does that A lot.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
A lot.
the problem with this movie is that, okay, so it's cool that they were able to actually try to treat the material with respect, try not to come in and do this thing where they're going to like exaggerate the story. The only thing that they exaggerated in the story is that Newton Knight, he had 14 kids. In the movie, he got one. And we can understand the director because the director wanted to fuck around with 14 kids on the set, you know, so I get that. That's about the most exaggeration you get. But once the Confederacy is defeated and once they form the Free State of Jones, then they free to just walk away from this goddamn script.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is one of the most incohesive, that is a word, Martin, right?
Yeah.
It is one of the most incohesive movies I have ever seen. I mean, it's almost like the editor did not give a fuck about this.
Well, to me, the problem is that it's like it's a biopic, but it's also kind of like a history miniseries.
Oh, okay.
And it cuts back and forth between the two, and not in a way that feels organic. So it's like you're watching. You start out with the biopic of Newton Knight, and then it cuts to like just telling you a history lesson about the Civil War. Then it comes back to the biopic. Then it's about the Reformation.
Yeah, it goes back and forth between
it's
a
the
whole
history
lot of
Klan.
shit.
I mean, it covers way too much ground.
Basically, this is somewhere there's a 5-hour cut of this movie.
it's a miniseries.
There's a 5-hour cut of this movie that should be played on PBS
I tell you, it
and
sounds
not
like
a
you're
theater.
just switching between History Channel and PBS
It
when
does.
you're watching.
Yeah,
It does. It does.
It's a 5-hour cut of this, and Hollywood said, you know, you ain't playing that shit here. Now you cut about 3 hours out of it,
Right.
3.5 even, and then you know we might have something right here. And that's the problem. That's the conflict here is that I don't want a big Hollywood movie with this either. But there are chunks missing from this. It's like reading a textbook. I mean, it stops and really gives you a history lesson to the point where you even reading like the note cards on the
yeah.
screen for it.
Yeah, you are. It's an odd duck. The span of it is too long. Like, and the thing is, the things that are good about it, you really do like. And there's up to a point where you're like, hey man, this was solid. It's like, oh, but we got another hour to go. I just felt like this was like, this is the movie you have to show in classrooms now. And like, well, okay, Roots might be too much for the kids, but this you can have. They can get a good history lesson. They know they're supposed to get mad, but the camera cuts away most of the time. Like during the Civil War battle, it's everywhere. It's right in the middle of the gore. After that, it kind of shies away from it.
Imagine if you went to a lecture, a class on history, and the professor or the teacher just didn't give a shit no more and just said, you know, I'm just gonna show you scenes from this movie right here. You know, I'm tired today. You know, I'm high. I'm tired. You know, fuck it, y'all ain't learning nothing anyway. But when you watch this, when you play chunks of this movie, you get in the movie in just small nuggets. It takes away from a lot of things here. For one, it takes away from the emotion of the characters. Now, there's some characters that do have that do bring out some feeling in you for them. There's, for example, there's the character of Moses in the movie. And it's the guy from what's his name?
House of Cards.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, Remy.
Okay. Yeah, Mahershala Ali, the guy I recognize him from the Hunger Games. But you know his story is one of the slaves in the movie that gets because it's not a white savior movie. That's one of the things I like about it.
Yeah,
it's not Matthew.
I was prepared for you to complain about.
Oh no,
that.
it's not Matthew McConaughey coming in and trying to like come in and save the Negroes. You know, it's not Matthew McConaughey coming in and become the Lorax of the black people.
Brad Pitting.
No, he ain't doing that shit. No, it's now one of the things I respect about the movie is like, you know, I also don't give a fuck about black people either. He's like, I just don't want to fight because I want to fight for cotton for these rich white these rich white folks.
Yeah,
right
he's
here.
like, black, white, I don't care. We got to kill these rich motherfuckers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The more people he has on his side, you know, black or white, the better for him. But at the same time, there's like this guy Moses I'm talking about. He's just there to stand behind Matthew McConaughey.
Oh no!
And just kind of testify through the whole movie. I mean, he don't even talk. Even when he's talking about his own freedom, he don't talk until Matthew McConaughey tells him to talk.
Mr. Moses, what are you?
Free man, Captain.
Like, you goddamn right. Just like we rehearsed it. That's what I told you to say. And when you get these small chunks of a film, you don't feel for the characters to the point where even when something tragic happens to them, even when something that happens that you would cry about, the death of children. I hate to say it, but we laughed. There's
That was bad.
Man,
I didn't want to ruin it for other people in the theater, but it was just the way they set it up.
Man, there's a part in this movie where they kill some kids, and it's so awkwardly filmed because this movie has no cohesion to it that it's almost funny the way it cuts, because they cut quickly from one thing to another. They cut to these kids almost about to die, and they're looking at the person that got them in trouble, and you're supposed to be crying for them, but these kids there's hardly any emotion, and these kids are looking at this dude like, you motherfucker.
And he looked at them like, I'm sorry. I guess I was wrong.
It was a look. We was about to be hung. You heard this what? He's like,
It was almost he shrugged. Like,
yeah,
11.
Yeah, I was wrong. I'm sorry. but yeah, man, it's
Don't listen to me next time.
and when the movie is not when the movie is not being told to you in chunks, it's not giving you like these little samples of things that don't have any emotion for you. The movie gets preachy. Like, it literally preaches a lot of stuff that happens in the film. There's so many times when Matthew McConaughey just takes court, and it's not only talking down to the people out there he's talking to the people, but it's almost like the movie is talking down to us. See, look at Moses back there. Yes, sir.
Wow.
No man ought to stay poor so another man can get rich.
And he's playing Moses right now. God gave us these 10 commandments.
No man ought to tell another man what he's got to live for or what he's got to die for.
Yeah, sure, whatever you
3,
say.
what you put in the ground is yours to tend and harvest, and ain't no man ought to be able to take that away from you.
Murmur.
Rhubarb.
He's like, y'all are the worst fucking audience.
I can't get one amen.
He's so Matthew McConaughey right now.
Yeah.
There's just a little twinge of something different.
Right.
Oh.
You know what? You didn't even bring this up, but there's actually like a third element to this.
Oh, I was about to.
A flash forward.
Yeah, there's a case that takes place in 1948 in Mississippi, and it's the great grandchild of this guy Newton Knight, and because Newton Knight was married to a slave, or had a baby by a slave, by a black woman. Somehow Mississippi put a fine tooth comb on people's heritage to make sure you ain't got no Negro in you at all.
You 1/8 black. You married a white woman. You going to jail.
He's
nigga.
the whitest opie looking motherfucker you could ever find, and they said, "No, you got 1/8 black in you. You can't be married to that white woman." Mississippi is fucked up.
It still is to this day.
Yeah, they don't even want a fraction of black dick up in black women. I mean, up in white women, man. You know, it's. But the problem with that is that the movie is not setting that up for anything. You could take that subplot out the film, and you would not miss it at all.
Yeah, it's almost like the film was leading up. It's like halfway through the film when this element comes in. You're like, oh, okay. And it's almost like, okay, so is this going to dovetail at some point and connect? Not really.
Oh.
Not really.
So they just added time to the movie for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. They just added some time to the movie. It's like, because you think it's going to lead up to something. You're like, wow, I can't wait to see where this is going, where this connects, When you talk about some Quentin Tarantino shit, you're like waiting on like, okay, what's this going to lead up to? And it's like nothing. Nothing at all. Intentions in it are respectful. But as far as telling a story, like I said, this is truly one of the worst edited movies I've ever seen. I'm not talking about edited like jump cuts, or people on screen that pop off all of a sudden. No, as far as trying to tell a story, I don't know how you can look at this and see how these large gaps of story that are not there are ruining the emotional impact of your film.
Yeah, the way you're describing it, man, both of you, it makes it sound like it was 3 different movies that were filmed 3 different ways, and then they're like, all right, just bring it all together, we'll edit it in some way.
It felt like either it was 3 different movies that they had pieces of and decided to connect, or it's part of a much longer, like I said, miniseries. Like if it was something for the History Channel that was supposed to be every night a week, for the 5 hours, okay, that you could understand that. But here, it's chopped up in a way where there's gaps and it doesn't fit.
Yeah, and for that, it's a rental. I mean, it's getting just by on me respecting that their intentions were good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be some bullshit.
Well, I don't think I would ever give it some bullshit because there were some things they just did very well. And this parts of it, especially in the beginning, in the first hour, there's so much of it to like. It's just, it's sad that it goes the way it does.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it makes me give it a round 2. Like I said, it's something to show in school for the kids.
Yeah. Look at that dude you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Right at that moment, he looks at those kids like, because Matthew McConaughey told him, like, don't listen to that dude. He's wrong. Stay with us.
Yeah. Look at, I guess I fucked up. You can't see. Look at those kids' heads right there. They all looking at him. He can't even look at them in the eye. Right. They're like, you motherfucker, you. Boy, he couldn't wait for them to pull that rope on his neck right there. Hurry up. Y'all looking at me. Come here. He said this had one of the best Matthew McConaughey isms ever. What you do a good Matthew McConaughey. Oh, look, he getting set up too.
Uh-oh.
What was that? What was that Matthew McConaughey line?
The line was...
let me make sure it's clear. There you go. What was that line?
The guy came up to him and he said, my son, did he at least... He died with honor? And Matthew McConaughey says, nah. He just died.
Look at! I think you just melted Danielle's panties over there. She's like, oh my god.
That was actually one of the best lines in the movie.
Oh, wow.
That's a good Matthew McConaughey. Or Jack Nicholson. I couldn't tell. Oh, I think you're gonna be a fuck Danielle tonight, man. Make sure you use Matthew McConaughey voice, though, all right? Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.